way that their parents have the intent or the desire for their son or ever encourage. Now, if they had any kind of intent or pushing their son towards anything violent, then by all means,
Hey,
the
Alexa,
prosecution should.
when was the Columbine shooting?
The Columbine High School Massacre, one of the deadliest school shootings in American history, occurred on April 20th, 1999.
To the full extent of the law, but that was not
Hey,
their
Alexa,
intent.
who was the principal at the time of the Columbine shooting happened?
From SunSentinel.com. Frank DeAngelis was in his third year as principal at Colorado's Columbine High School in 1999 when two gunmen carried out a deadly school rampage that would devastate the community and change school culture across the country.
They should change it to two students.
And Ethan, their son, was also lying to them
Hey,
about a
Alexa,
number.
who is the principal now at Columbine High School?
Columbine High School's principal is Scott Christie.
But we can only blame people for doing things on purpose. The prosecution is an effort to blame
Hey,
the
Alexa,
parents for.
when was the bridge crash? What was it called?
The Bridge is a television series that premiered in 2010.
The
It was
crash.
produced in Canada and starred Aaron Douglas.
Hey, Alexa, when was the Key Bridge crash? What was the bridge name?
From usatoday.com. In the early hours of March 26, 2024, the Francis Scott Key Bridge, connecting Baltimore County to Anne Arundel County, collapsed after a cargo ship crashed into one of the bridge's support beams.
Ethan's 15.
Hey, Alexa, when was Hitler's birthday?
April something.
Adolf Hitler was born
420.
on April 20th, 1889.
Today.
Was adult enough to make up his
Hey,
mind that he was.
Alexa, what happened in Baltimore in 1889?
From the ivybaltimore.com. In 1889, John Gilman, prosperous banker and industrialist, commissioned a mansion in Mount Vernon, Baltimore's most prestigious neighborhood.
This crime.
Hey, Alexa, what happened in California in 1889?
From wikipedia.org. The Santiago Canyon Fire of 1889, previously called the Great Fire of 1889, was a massive wildfire in California, which burned large parts of Orange County, Riverside County, and San Diego County during the last week of September 1889.
That's the only
Hey,
responsibility.
Alexa, what happened in
Well,
April?
There's a difference between responsibility and then.
Hey,
criminal
Alexa,
act.
what happened in April 20th in Colorado, 1889?
From wikipedia.org. Montezuma County was created out of the western portion of La Plata County by the Colorado legislature in April 1889.
Yeah, and then who holds the ultimate blame?
Hey, Alexa,
And
what is Montezuma's castle?
The Montezuma Castle is a 90,000 square foot, 400-room Queen Anne style hotel building erected just northwest of the city of Las Vegas, New Mexico in 1886.
so I would say that, of course, the biggest influence that we have are our parents that influence and affect us. But we have teachers, we have the school, we have our friends. And so if you were talking about responsibility and who did not help this young man to get
Hey,
all the
Alexa,
help.
how old is Little Rock, Colorado?
Little Rock was founded in 1821,
Colorado?
203 years ago.
To become wholesome and well and whole, well, then you can hold a lot of people responsible, and you can start going down a very dangerous track. But to your point, do you remember being 15 years old? And could your parents or anybody make you think or feel a certain way? Ethan Crumbly, who did the shooting, did know it was wrong. And they're saying, well, he has mental health issues. I meet hundreds of kids at schools all the country, on a weekly or monthly basis that have mental health problems.
They're not being
Mental
heard, they're not
health
being listened
is,
to.
Suicide is the second leading cause of death amongst teenagers in our country. The number one is car accidents. So The second piece that they're basing this off of is a picture of a gun that he drew, and with a wounded man. And they're saying, well, they're saying they even have a counseling session with him, with his school counselor, and their parents were involved.
Does that?
And
The Bible
they're saying,
does
well,
that.
it's your fault this happened because you didn't pull him out of school.
Yeah,
And
school's
yet
bad.
Ethan told his parents, oh, that's just because of a video game I'm playing, and he had something about feeling useless, like his life didn't matter.
That's
So
his parents
the
and the government.
the bigger the dangerous
Parents didn't know how to be
thing is,
parents.
again, there's a difference between blame and responsibility. The prosecution can make an argument that the parents were responsible for the child's
Everyone was.
mental health, but
Everyone
you can make
failed
the
those
same
kids.
argument for the counselors, teachers, peers. The whole village is responsible for a child's mental health. You certainly wouldn't blame the village for the murders. You would have serious conversations about each of our own responsibility to do our part in preventing these tragedies. Tragedies
So if
like
a child
this,
gets
to just
molested or
all be
raped,
more responsible.
it's the whole
This
village's
is done
fault.
through conversations and education, but shifting the blame
Human sex
from the
trafficking.
child to the parents or anyone else in the village is not justice. It's patiently unjust. So, and the blame lie with my case with Columbine. There were warning signs, but hindsight is 2020. You look
Everyone
back and you
wanted
can
money.
say, "Oh, you should have done this. You should have done that." But no one had intent. No one.
Do you know the parents?
You-
The parents? Did you meet Dylan and Eric's parents?
I have. I've never met them, but my mom actually, she
Hey
has
Alexa,
become.
how old is Sandy Hook?
Sandy Hook is a town in New Jersey that was founded in 1711. It is a small community located on a peninsula in the northeastern part of the state. The town is known for its rich history, beautiful beaches, and recreational opportunities.
Hey Alexa,
Dylan.
what happened to Sandy Hook Elementary School?
According to an Alexa Answers contributor, the Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting occurred on December 14, 2012, in Newtown, Connecticut, United States, when 20-year-old Adam Lanza shot and killed 26 people, including 20 children between 6 and 7 years old, and 6 adult staff members.
His mom,
Hey Alexa,
Dylan.
who was the principal at Sandy Hook Elementary School?
From Rocketreach.co. Vincent Anthony, based in San Diego, California, U.S., is currently an elementary school principal at San Diego Unified School District, bringing experience from previous roles at Muller Charter School, Chula Vista Elementary School District, and University of San Diego.
Probably never done the
He
shooting
needs life in
if
prison,
it weren't for Eric.
whoever he is.
Dylan was more depressed,
Hey Alexa,
and
who was a principal at Sandy Hook Elementary School in Connecticut?
Sorry, I don't have an answer for that.
he had no
Hey Alexa,
value.
who was the principal at this time for Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting?
I don't know that.
Felt this is what I run across too.
Hey Alexa,
Almost at
how many school shootings occurred in the year 2000s?
From Chicago.com. Gun violence at schools has become increasingly common in the U.S., with more than 1,300 shooting incidents recorded between 2000 and June 2022, according to government researchers.
when I speak, I have kids. I have a book in a 2-year time period, David. A 2-year time period. People that took the time to get on the website for my family's organization,
Alexa,
which was
how old is a Winchester rifle?
Here is an answer from an Alexa Answers contributor that I translated. The Winchester carbine is an American-made type of handheld repeat lever rifle. Production dates from 1873 to 1919.
and after sharing the story, said that they had thoughts of taking their own life.
Hey Alexa,
10
what happened in 1817?
In 1817, several events took place. Johann August Arfwedson discovered lithium, a chemical element. In the same year,
The
Sir
what?
John Duckworth, an English admiral and politician, passed away. There were births
Yeah.
as well, including those of Edouard Filges, José Zorrilla, and others. Additionally, the tomb of Pharaoh Seti I was discovered.
emails in 2 years from kids thinking about taking their own life that had a change of heart.
Hey Alexa, who does Prometheus' spirit animal is? What is Prometheus experiment?
Prometheus, in Greek mythology, was associated with the eagle as his spirit animal. The eagle is a powerful bird known for its vision, wisdom, and strength. It is believed that Prometheus's spirit animal bestowed him with these qualities, making him wise and knowledgeable. Additionally, the eagle is also a symbol of power and freedom, qualities that Prometheus is also associated with.
You know, to say, oh, you're having these dark thoughts, and to jump from that to, oh, you're going to do a school
Hey
shooting.
Alexa, what is Prometheus god person to go to? How did I notice it? Favor.
Prometheus is a god of technology and fire, and he is often seen as a champion of humanity. He is also known for defying the gods, similar to how he stole fire from Zeus and gave it to humans. Therefore, Prometheus is the god to go to if you need help with technology or want to challenge the status quo.
What happened is he got his dad's handgun, he hid it in his bag, and he killed 4 people. And so to give his parents 10 to 15
Hey
years.
Alexa, does Prometheus have any children?
From GreekGodSandGoddesses.net. Prometheus had 3 children, Deucalion, Helen, and Eidos.
I think this should be appealed. I think it's a not a just sentence. I even watched as the father, he's hearing and he's
Hey,
just
Alexa.
shaking his head.
Who is Prometheus's siblings?
Prometheus had several siblings, including Atlas, Epimetheus, and Menetius. Prometheus was the brother of these gods in Greek mythology.
Watch the judge as she gave, and there's a bit
Hey
of
Alexa,
trepidation.
who is Atlas?
Atlas Football Club is a Mexican professional football club based in Guadalajara, Jalisco that currently plays in Liga MX. It plays home matches at the Estadio Jalisco.
Trepidation in her voice as she's giving it, because I wonder if she has doubt. Of course, it's a complicated issue, but people need to be held. Only the people to blame are people who do things on purpose and have that intent in their heart for it to happen. And so, as she was giving the sense, I kept thinking, we're guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. That's how our legal system is set up. Is there a reasonable doubt that are they guilty of are they the cause of this shooting happening? No.
Yes, they are.
They are not the cause.
Hey Alexa, when is the United States justice system
I know about a
Made?
number of American
Created?
judges, including Edwin M. Stanton, Sonia Sotomayor, Ruth Bader Ginsburg,
Hey Alexa,
and Joseph.
when was the United States justice system created?
From dictionaryworldliterature.org. The United States justice system was created when the Constitution was adopted in 1787.
Choosing to do this, and he knew it was wrong. And by the way, he wanted to be famous, just like the shooters at Columbine, just like a lot of these shooters that I run about.
Hey Alexa, what happened in Spain in 1787?
In 1787, the Land Ordinance of 1787 was approved by Congress, establishing the basic framework for the public land survey system of the United States. Additionally, Spain and the United States signed a treaty in 1787 that guaranteed Spain's exclusive right to navigate the Mississippi River for a period of 30 years.
They want attention, they want to feel powerful, they want to feel in control. It's very arrogant, it's very selfish, it's very...
Hey Alexa, what happened in Mexico in 1787?
In 1787, there was an earthquake in Mexico that was rated to be of magnitude 8.6. The earthquake led to the occurrence of a catastrophic tsunami which led to flooding in the coastal areas of Oaxaca, Guerrero, and Chiapas. The tsunami was reported to have been as high as 6 kilometers inland.
Do I also feel for them? Yeah, I have compassion for hurting kids and empathetic. That's what my sister's message is all about. But I can't not teach these kids that, you are not responsible for your thinking, which then leads to your feet.
What happened in Mississippi in 1786?
In 1786, the Choctaw tribe signed a treaty with the United States, recognizing their rights to land in Mississippi and other southeast areas.
Leads to your actions, which leads to
Hey
your
Alexa,
character. And
what happened in California in 1786?
According to an Alexa Answers contributor, the 1906 San Francisco earthquake struck the coast of Northern California at 5:12 a.m. on Wednesday, April 18th, with an estimated moment magnitude of 7.9 and a maximum Mercalli intensity of 11, extreme. Devastating fires soon broke out in the city and lasted for several days. Death toll was near 3,000.
the legacy you leave behind.
Craig, obviously, with what happened, it might make parents and, with what happened with the convictions in Michigan with
Hey
the parents.
Alexa, when was the Vegas shooting?
According to Wikipedia, the 2017 Las Vegas shooting took place on October 1st, 2017 in Las Vegas and Paradise, Nevada.
Maybe it's going to make people a little more aware of what is going on with their child if their child is having issues at the
Hey
school or
Alexa,
depression.
what happened in October 1st, 1776?
The first thing that happened in October 1776 was that the Privy Council of the First Independent General Assembly was elected.
What do you
Hey Alexa,
recommend?
what happened in Spain in October 1st in 1776?
From AmrevMuseum.org. In 1776, Spain was almost 20 years into the reign of King Charles III, a member of the Royal House of Bourbon.
Parents do if
Bourbon.
they fear that their child has depression, mental health issues, and could go down a dark path. What do you recommend?
What do you do?
Well, first of all, I would recommend stepping out and talking and letting your son or daughter know how much you love them, and how that, and ask them, what is it that I can do to help you? Ask them, ask the kid, what are you struggling with right now? And allow them.
But what if they don't have that kind of relationship? What if the child doesn't want to talk to mom and dad?
Talk.
Yeah, and they
You have to
they
let it
can't
out.
force. No one can force you to have, but you can make that attempt, and you can say things. And here's the thing: is that we all know as we
Say
grow
it.
up, your parents say
He's
things
gonna
to
haunt
you
you.
that at time you might not seem like are registering, and guess what? It sinks in and it becomes a part of who they are. Later on, they go, "Yep, mom and dad were right. Yep, I should have listened." And so don't stop saying the right things. Don't stop saying your truth to them, and speak encouragement into them. Take intentional moments to just say, I know things aren't. I know this is whatever your life circumstances with your children. Take time to be intentional. Tell them that you love them. Tell them that they matter. Tell them they're valuable, and that's speaking life and encouragement. Everybody needs that in their life. Everybody needs encouragement, and so these kids that are getting off into this dark place, they get this wrong idea. Well, how I'm going to
Pluto.
matter now is I'm going to do something. And here's another thing that's happening with you
Hey
today.
Alexa, what god represents Pluto? Jupiter.
Pluto is the Roman god of the underworld. In Greek mythology, Pluto is known as Hades.
Social media is a huge influence in our world today.
Hey Alexa,
There,
what god represents Jupiter?
In Greek mythology, the god Jupiter is represented by the deity Zeus. Zeus is associated with various concepts, including law, lightning, order, sky, and thunder. He is considered the ruler of the gods and is revered as a symbol of power and justice. His symbol is the thunderbolt, and his consort is Hera.
7 mountains of influence, and I would call social media the 8 mountains of influence. And
Hey Alexa, what god represents Saturn?
In Roman mythology, the god Saturn is associated with time. He is considered the god of agriculture, abundance, and liberation. His Greek equivalent is Cronus. Saturn is often depicted as holding a harvest sickle, a symbol of his connection with agriculture and harvest.
big deal, and
Hey
its
Alexa,
impact.
what god represents Jupiter? No, Mercury.
Gaia is a name with various meanings
Hey,
and
Alexa.
origination.
What god represents Mercury?
In Roman mythology, Mercury is the god of commerce, communication, eloquence, messages, thieves, and borders.
What I've seen a change in kids over the years is I've seen them become a little bit more robotic, a little bit more, and not everyone. This is just a general statement about our culture and kids across the country. But I've seen them not pick up on social cues, not be able, because all of their communication is happening through a device. And
Hey,
so
Alexa. What god represents Earth?
From Wikipedia.org. Gaia, primordial goddess of the earth.
they're, quote, connecting us more. In some ways, are creating more
Hey,
of this
Alexa.
connection.
What's Gaia's spirit animal?
Gaia's spirit animal is the pig. The pig is associated with the earth element and symbolizes prosperity and networking.
Nothing can replace in-person relationship. I mean, letters, comments, and basing your self-worth.
Kids are
What's
very
happening with
smart.
social media is, everyone wants to be liked and have people like you, and especially when you're at school, there's a lot of kids. You want to win with the cool crowd. You want to be liked. You want to be popular. That's a big thing for a lot of kids. Now you got to be liked by millions of people. You've got to have thousands of likes to matter. And that's what I also teach about social media and talking to kids about doing digital detox, and so that's a whole other issue.
Hey, Alexa.
of
What goddess represents Uranus? Let me say god represents.
The goddess who represents Uranus is Gaia, the Greek goddess of the earth. She is the daughter of Chaos, and her husband is Uranus, the god of the sky. Gaia gave birth to many gods and goddesses, including Zeus and Hera, who later became the rulers of the sky.
getting your self-worth from and self-value from, again, the opinions of others and how many likes. And so what's happening is,
Hey, Alexa. Does Atlas have a love interest?
In Greek mythology, Atlas was known as a Titan who was punished by Zeus to hold up the heavens for eternity. He had various lovers, including Hesperus, Pleione, and Aethra, who all bore him children. However, there is no direct indication of a specific love interest for Atlas in his myth.
I speak in elementary schools where the program has nothing to do with the shooting. It's all focused on kindness, compassion, choosing positive influences. And I'll ask the question sometimes to little kids, what do you dream of becoming one day? You know what the number one answer that I hear is and have for at least 7 years?
Well, if I'm thinking back to when I was at that age, either a garbage man or a fireman.
Well, you would be way off from what I hear. Okay. Although every once in a while, something like that comes on, a police officer.
I thought the garbage truck was so cool, I have to admit.
Yeah. But today, the number one answer that I get is, I want to be a YouTube influencer. I want to be famous. I want to be an influencer. I want to be famous.
Wow.
So
That's
they're
sad.
saying that, anybody can have their own platform. Anybody can have their own distribution because of social media today. So now it's about how many followers you're getting, how many likes, how
I
many
had
people
no idea
like
it
you.
was going to be
and,
like that.
And so that is becoming such a big thing. Kids are growing up with an average of 6 to 8 hours of screen time every day.
And that's in school too. School they do
where's
that.
the time in-person relation? Where's the time out in nature? We know we need this. So that's another reason that we're seeing some of these kids. They're saying, well, how am I going to get famous? Oh, I'm going to do this. And what they don't realize, what Ethan doesn't realize, when he spends the rest of his life, or most of his life in prison, is that little fantasy that he played out will not at all be what he thought it was. And he'll learn the very hard lesson of how it's took away from his life, his parents' life, and literally the lives of people. And he'll deal with the inner turmoil that comes with that. And I do hope. I mean, that's the point of prison. The prison is not just for people to go and suffer, and it's for them hopefully to change too. And I do hope for this young 15-year-old You know, I've met kids
No,
that
there's no
have
hope.
planned to do shootings. I had someone hand me a hit list after a school assembly and say, "You just saved a lot of kids from dying at this school." Our program has stopped documented school shootings and thousands of suicides. And so I hope that for his sake that he has that he changes, but he's going to go through a lot of very very hard times, and
It's
because
not
of
being
what he
listened
did.
to.
Ultimately, it's
So
him to
sad.
blame for
It's
his
not.
actions.
This
Well,
village.
what happened 25 years
What
ago?
about the
Those two
village?
killers do not have that. They died that same day. It's been 25 years since the Columbine attack in Colorado, April 20, 1999. Craig Scott, a survivor, lost his sister that day, and many other friends and
Hey
loved ones.
Alexa, what happened in Spain in 420 1999? April 20th.
From fandom.com. In 2029, Catalonia tried to vote to leave Spain and form their own nation. However, this hasn't gone anywhere with Spain still in control. Spain is a minor nation in the EU that is still recovering from a financial crash in the 2020s.
Turned that
Hey
into a
Alexa,
light.
what happened in Ukraine in October 1st, 1990? Just say 420. Okay.
Sorry, I don't know that one.
Hey
people.
Alexa, what happened in Ukraine in 1775?
Sorry, I don't know that one.
It for
Hey
teen
Alexa,
mental health.
what happened in Ukraine in 1889?
Sorry, I don't have an answer for that.
See is
Hey Alexa, what happened in Ukraine in 1992?
I don't know that.
you can find
Hey
that
Alexa,
Craig.
what happened in Ukraine in October 1st?
In women's singles, Yamaguchi defeated in 2-1 at the All England Championships.
Hey Alexa, what happened in Ukraine in 1889 in October 20th?
I don't know that.
Oregon, Craig. We're
Hey
sorry
Alexa,
for your loss.
what happened in Mississippi at April 4th?
Tina, here's your news. In Barry Jackson by 16 WAPT.
Well, Mississippi State just beat the rain to put a nice little bow on spring football for us in the SIP today.
Hey
Our
Alexa,
scoring system.
what happened in Mississippi in April 20th in 1889?
Tina, here's your news. In Barry Jackson by 16
Hey Alexa,
WAPT.
what happened? Hey Alexa, what happened in Mississippi?
From Press Association on August 30th, 2023, Electoral Commission recommends 14 additional TDs in boundary shakeup.
Hey Alexa, what happened in Mississippi on April 20th, 1889?
From weather.gov. The river reached moderate flood stage, 19 feet, on April 19th and major flood stage, 20 feet, early on April 20th.
Okay. Hey Alexa, what happened in April 20th, 1889 in Ukraine?
Sorry, I don't have an answer for that.
Hey Alexa, what happened in April 20th, 1990 in Ukraine?
Sorry, I don't have an answer for that.
Hey Alexa, how many times Ukraine been to war?
The conflict of Russian invasion of Ukraine, also called Ukraine invasion, is Russische Invasie van Ukraine.
Hey Alexa, how long's Ukraine's been in war?
I don't have an answer for that.
Hey Alexa, in Japan, what happened in April 20th, 1889?
From vintagethenwool.com. On this day in 1889, Nintendo was founded in Japan as a playing card company.
Hey Alexa, what happened in Japan in 1889?
In 1889, the Meiji Constitution was enacted in Japan, establishing a parliamentary system of government. This significant event formalized the constitutional monarchy system in Japan and marked a major milestone in the country's modernization efforts. The Constitution provided for a system of checks and balances, separation of powers, and fundamental rights for the Japanese people, marking a new era of political and social stability in the country.
Hey Alexa, has Vietnam ever went to war with Japan?
The Vietnam War's conflict is Vietnam War log.
Hey Alexa, how many wars have Japan been in?
From fandom.com. After the reset on December 29, 2019, the nation was aptly renamed Japan, seeing as it was not an empire. Japan has participated in 2 wars, one major and one minor.
Hey Alexa, does Japan have a ruling kingdom? A ruling monarch?
According to an Alexa Answers contributor, yes, they do.
Hey Alexa, who is the ruling for Japan?
The political leader of Japan is Fumio Kishida.
Hey Alexa, who is the princess of Japan?
The current crown princess of Japan is Kiko, crown princess of Japan.
Hey Alexa, does Japan have a queen?
Japan has an emperor as its head of state. The current emperor of Japan is Naruhito. The prime minister of Japan is Fumio Kishida. Japan is a constitutional monarchy, which means that the emperor is a largely symbolic figurehead, and the real power lies with the prime minister and the parliamentary government.
Why would they do that? Hey Alexa, how many royals are in the United States seeking asylum?
Sorry, I don't have an answer for that.
Hey Alexa, how many royal members of the family are seeking asylum in the United States?
Sorry, I don't know that.
Hey Alexa, what is a corporation?
A corporation is a legally recognized entity that is formed by a group of people to conduct business. It has the ability to buy, sell, and enter into contracts, which gives it a degree of autonomy from its creators. Corporations are typically structured with a hierarchy of leadership and decision-making, with a board of directors overseeing the company's operations. Corporations can be publicly traded, meaning their ownership is divided into shares, and individuals can purchase these shares, thereby gaining ownership stakes in the company.
I don't know all this stuff, you guys. Hey Alexa, at the time of Julius Caesar, what kind of politics played a role in Brutus's death? Oh no, it's Caesar. Brutus killed Caesar.
I don't know that.
Hey Alexa, at the time of Julius Caesar's death, what kind of politics played a part in his death? Did I say that? He's a politician.
Julius Caesar's assassination was motivated by political rivalries and tensions within the Roman Senate. He had made many powerful enemies by extending his military conquests into Gaul and by asserting his political authority beyond the traditional limits set by the Roman Senate.
Hey Alexa, who was in charge of the Roman Senate?
Sorry, I don't know that one.
Hey Alexa, did the United States of America get their influence in the Roman Senate?
Sorry, I don't have an answer for that.
Hey Alexa, how big was Julius Caesar's army?
Julius Caesar's army was a formidable force, commanded by a brilliant general. It is estimated that Caesar commanded over 50,000 loyal men, making it a sizable force for that time period.
Hey Alexa, who was Caesar? Cancel.
Here's what I found on Wikipedia. Jesus, also referred to as Jesus of Nazareth or Jesus Christ, was a Jewish preacher and religious leader who is the central figure of Christianity. Christians believe him to be the Son of God and the awaited Messiah, Christ, prophesied in the Old Testament.
It's freaking cold. Hey, Caesar and Hey Alexa, when did Julius Caesar die?
Gaio Julio Caesar died on 44 CE at the age of 56 years.
Hey Alexa, when did Cleopatra die?
The death of Cleopatra occurred in 30 BCE. Cleopatra, the last pharaoh of ancient Egypt, was romantically involved with Roman politicians Julius Caesar and Mark Antony. Her death marked the end of the Ptolemaic kingdom and the fall of Alexandria as a major center of the ancient world.
Hey Alexa, when was the fall of Alexandria?
The fall of Alexandria occurred on September 2, 1801, when the British forces defeated the French troops in Alexandria, ending the French rule in Egypt.
Hey Alexa, what happened in French in 1803? France.
From Answers.com. The French Revolution ended in 1799, and in 1803 France sold the Louisiana Purchase to the United States.
Hey Alexa, how old is Monopoly game?
Here's something I found on the internet. The board game Monopoly was created in 1934.
Hey Alexa, who created the game Monopoly?
Monopoly, the board game, was created by Charles Darrow and Lizzie Magie.
Wait, hey Alexa, when was Monopoly made?
The game Monopoly was created in 1903 by Lizzie Magie, an American anti-monopolist who designed the landlord's game to explain Henry George's single tax theory. Monopoly was made to illustrate the negative aspects of monopolizing land.
Let's make a game out of it. Hey Alexa, when was the Ouija board game created?
From MuseumOffTalkingBoards.com, the first Ouija board was invented in 1890.
Hey Alexa, how popular was a Ouija board game?
From ThePeculiarBrunette.com. In 1967, during the Vietnam War, a remarkable 2 million Ouija boards were purchased, surpassing even the popular Monopoly.
Wow. Hey Alexa, who is Sandy Cheeks?
Sandy Cheeks is a fictional character in the American animated comedy television series SpongeBob SquarePants and the Nickelodeon franchise of the same name.
Hey Alexa, why is Sandy Cheeks in the bottom of Bikini Bottom?
From Shape.com. The bottoms have a high leg cut in front and a cheeky back, so you can show off with your mama, or that dedicated glute building workout routine
Hey Alexa.
gave you.
Hey Alexa, the character in SpongeBob Sandy Cheeks, why is she in the Bikini Bottom? Where's she at? Why is she?
Sandy Cheeks is a character in SpongeBob SquarePants who is often seen wearing a bikini. It has been suggested that she chose to live in Bikini Bottom because of the proximity to the sea and the opportunity to study marine life.
Hey Alexa, how old is Nickelodeon?
Nickelodeon was founded in December 1977 by Vivian Horner. It is 46 years old.
Hey Alexa, how old is Cartoon Network?
Cartoon Network was founded in October 1992 by Ted Turner and Betty Cohen. It is 31 years old.
Hey Alexa, how old is Adventure Time?
Adventure Time, Finn and Jake Investigations was released on October 20th, 2015, making the video game 8 years old.
Hey Alexa, how old is the video game Portal?
Portal was released on December 8th, 2022, making the video game 1 year old.
Portal wasn't. Hey Alexa, how old is Minecraft?
The first playable version of Minecraft was released by creator Marcus Persson on May 17, 2009, making the game 13 years old.
Hey Alexa, what is the oldest bank in the United States?
The oldest bank in the United States is Bank of New York Mellon Corporation, which was founded in 1784.
Hey Alexa, how old is Wells Fargo Bank?
Wells Fargo Bank was founded on January 24, 1929. The bank was founded by Henry Wells and William Fargo.
Hey Alexa, how did Wells Fargo Bank became a bank? Or became
Wells Fargo Bank came into existence following the merger of several large regional banks. These banks had a long history of operation in their respective regions, and over time, they grew and merged to become Wells Fargo Bank.
Hey Alexa, who is the CEO of Wells Fargo?
The CEO of Wells Fargo and Company is Charles Sharp.
Hey Alexa, who is the CEO of Chase Bank?
Jamie Dimon is the CEO of Chase Bank.
Hey Alexa, what happened to Washington Mutual?
Sorry, I don't know that.
Hey Alexa, who is the CEO of Washington Mutual Bank? Mutual?
The CEO of Washington Neutral Bank is Lanty Smith.
Hey Alexa, who is the CEO of Schools First Credit Union?
The CEO of Schools First Credit Union is Bill Cheney. Schools First Federal Credit Union is the largest credit union in California and one of the largest in the nation, with over 1.2 million members and $28 billion in assets.